Good morning, everybody. It's Marty the JavaScript Party. I'm my buddy Rhett. We're doing our ThreeJS never-ending story um, project. Let's see, what are we up to? Space and time. We are up to 553 videos with 50, this will be the 16th video about this group refactor. I would bet that we haven't actually added a single, I haven't added a single user facing um, feature since five, since like 50. So we probably had like 500 sessions of just like literally just grinding through, trying to take care of little details. And that is um, sort of the nature of software development. I mean, of this sort of scheme. Because I knew this was going to happen, right? Like even at the beginning, I was like, okay, I'm going to have unit tests and I'm going to have end-to-end tests. And every time I've ever worked on a project that had unit tests and end-to-end tests, they just sort of get stuck and nothing happens. That was one reason for doing this because I've always been super curious on why that even happens. But anyway, so right now, let's get down, get our head out of the clouds and more focused onto what's happening on the ground. So in our scene service, we have our transpiler found a problem where we're trying to get a list of found scenes, but we're looking at we're calling check scenes for mesh IDs, but scenes no longer have meshes, they have groups. So, and actually I did refactor, this is for group ID. So now let's say check ST scenes for, let's just change this to group ID, even though that doesn't exist, but that's the intention. And then I'm going to uncomment this mesh ID function out. And see, there's going to be another one. Check, yeah, meshes for a match. Okay, so first things first. So we pass it. We actually need to rename this to group ID. And we need to pass in a group ID, not a mesh ID. And then basically we want to get, oh, okay, so that's cool. I was thinking, oh, we actually don't even need it. We had one that yesterday's effort was a little bit more difficult. This is actually what I thought yesterday's method experience was going to be like, was that I was just going to change up what I grabbed, but I actually had to go get the group so that I could get the meshes. And I believe that was in our animations. It also did give me sort of the heads up that I don't that my animations code is extremely immature, and it probably would make a lot of sense to after this to circle around to animations and make it more like more robust now that we have more moving parts to sort of work with. But you have to keep in mind that group ID. That when you do that, again, that whole making the animation system more robust may be um, more like it's just more sessions where we don't deliver anything. We're in a just absolutely non-feature delivering funk here. But oh my gosh, have I learned so much. Has this project been so good for me, like on so many levels, and it's just hard to explain. Um, Hard to even understand. I understand it better now because before it used to be like, I don't know, that shit just don't work. All right, so now we are an ST mesh service and we're trying to get the scenes for a mesh ID, which meshes don't have scenes. So can I just see? Okay, so I had already built out the group, the group replacement for this because if on line 110 down here, you can see that my group ID is, I have a delete mesh for group ID already. So I'm just going to comment this out for now. I don't, it looks like there was no reason to not, but oh my gosh, I think we may be there. Okay, so I'm going to delete this. So it transpile. So that's the first time in like 3 sessions that we've actually been able to transpile. So that is a good sign. Okay. And I almost feel like this is a better time to run end-to-end tests. Add viz. And then, so I don't see an extra mesh, so that's a good sign. Now what we want to do is we want to be able to go over here, delete, then go back and nothing be there. Oh, and in threes? Yep. Okay, so that is nice and clean. And now what we want to do is when we add a mesh, add a new mesh, we want it, make sure that it starts at 1. Yes. So I think we're good. The refactor sans the unit tests and um, end-to-end test updates. I think unit tests are definitely going to have tons of breakages, and then end-to-end tests are going to have tons of breakages. But I was thinking this morning it would be kind of cool if our animations, instead of like right now, I think what happens is each like everything that gets animated has its own little animation. It kind of handles itself. It would be kind of cool if we just had like an animation system that you just registered with, and then the animation system animated whatever. Like it had just like a list of things that it needed to animate, and then so that would be a really nice improvement from a coding perspective. Nothing, it wouldn't do anything great for the end user, but boy, will it make that so much easier because then when we want to animate a camera, we just add it to the list, and then the camera and the list has the ThreeJS object and what it's supposed to do with the ThreeJS object based on whatever the time is. So that is that. Looks like we are good. I think I need to do like a code commit, maybe. Yeah, I think we should do a code commit at this point because I believe the code is working. I guess we should, before we do a code commit, we should run the end-to-end test, just make sure there's nothing like super obvious wrong. Um, and I mean, I'm telling you, that is just such a luxury to have. Let's see, let's fix this. There we go. Sorry about that. Um, it's just an incredible luxury to have the end-to-end tests. But I guess before I do that, I should look through it just to make sure there's nothing just like super obvious that needs to be deleted. I mean, this is massive, right? Like, um, it's a lot of lines of code and it's across 22 different files. Um, it was like like it. I remember, I think when I first started these sorts of refactors, first of all, these refactors are much easier now than they used to be. I mean, we have to acknowledge that. And I'm pretty sure 90% of the reason it's easier is because of TypeScript. But also, it's massive improvements in IDEs and integrations between IDEs and strong typing and all that. Just like all of that suite of different technologies all merged together have made this task so much easier. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. When you're doing these massive commits is a great time to just do sort of like some cleanup like that. Um, but if you're working on multiple teams, you might want to like that deleting. Well, I don't even know if that's even a great idea. See, because I just explicitly deleted that line of code, right? that import. Well, what if another developer right now is actively using that and they're going to merge their stuff in and they merge in either way, if I merge in, like especially if I end up doing my commit later, like this would be a big refactor like this would likely in an enterprise be a very long running, a very long running um, branch, right? Like I would probably branch off, and then a long time later, I would probably branch in. So if I'm not really careful, like if I don't, I probably need to take whatever I'm going to merge into there and actually merge into this locally just to make sure that nobody was using that library that I just imported because time timing is very difficult to get. So if I merge in after somebody else and the code breaks, someone's going to look in there and they're going to be like, "Wait, why did you just delete this?" When it was clearly being used on line 90, but it wasn't being used on line 90 or whatever in my branch. That's why you got to be really careful with like just saying, oh, okay, this isn't being used. Let me just delete it. Um, Now I'm working all by myself on this, right? So it's no big deal um, for me to do that. But it would be a very big deal. Man, scene just got demolished. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of this. It is, man. And I guess that would be, you would expect a lot of changes. CR3 animation class. See, it'd be kind of nice if this animation class had well, yeah, a list of animations. And that list of animations, it just went through them and did that. I don't know. I don't even know what I have here. It looks like I have it's very immature, so that will probably need a total refactor as well. But I guess I would rather, like, if I'm gonna dig in and start doing a refactor on animations, I guess I'd rather have at least four or five actual animations. So that's good. I didn't see any code. Okay, I'm going to run the end-to-end test, npm run Cypress. Oh, CD. I forgot. I moved my Cypress stuff into its own folder. And that was, so right now, what I had originally was that Cypress was integrated right into my Angular code. Um, and then I refactored and moved Cypress out. And the reason I did that was because when I did my last update, it updated the version of TypeScript that was supported, and the version of Cypress that I had installed did not um, have that, didn't use that version. So it was just like, that was a silly deep coupling between the version of Angular TypeScript and the version of Cypress. And I will say, yeah, run Cypress. And I will say that I don't think that Cypress, I mean, there's really no benefit at all to that, keeping those coupled like that. Um, if I decide I want to upgrade my version of Cypress without updating my version of Angular, I should be able to do that, and vice versa. There's no reason that they would need both of them. Maybe early on, like when TypeScript was changing dramatically, the having the two codes in sync was really useful. But it looked like something good happened. Oh, okay, yeah, opened, and it's the base URL is localhost 4200. Come on. So I think, yeah, when you added when we added TypeScript and made the IDEs like able to interrogate the code base for based on strong typing, That really went a long ways towards making these sorts of refactors a lot easier. And then when and then the like if you have a nice robust set of Cypress end-to-end tests, that makes the idea that you just sort of miss some edge case like so much lower, because that those are the things when I write my Cypress test is like, okay, I want to make sure that I lock in features, particularly edge cases, um, early on. Here we go. It always takes a long time to run that first test. I don't think anything's going to be broken. I think it's possible delete might be broken because it might be looking for something very specific. Right. So now it's just all this one does is check the home, just to make sure that home works. So it should. Okay. So in the meantime, I can't remember exactly how we comment these, and now that I have so many different things going on, I can't just use the DOS key anymore. The DOS key is when you hit the up arrow in the command line, and then it shows you what was previously done. Um, let's see, GitHub. Did I really put it in its own repo too? Huh. I didn't realize that Cypress was in its own repo. I could have sworn. Yeah, but oh no, this is at the. All right, so let's go. What I want to see is my commits. Oh, 120 commits. Basically, yeah. So I want to do. Okay, commit. Issue 31. Okay, so I put the issue in, and then I just say what it does. But I know I have some code only. Yeah, partial code. Yeah, this is how I like it. Probably, and I think it is useful actually to put the video that the commit happened in. I think I kind of went away from that, but all right. So the first one worked. Looks like the second one worked. Oh, so it looks like when I uploaded when I redid it now, that was a bug before. It wasn't showing the correct. Oh, keyboard is broken. Oh, I wonder if I still need to do the plugin. I bet you I didn't install the whatever that plugin tag was, and boy, did that actually um, like that comment just really saved me. I don't know how I would have figured that out if I didn't have that comment that just says requires the plugin tab. It is a little disappointing that I didn't catch that like before, and I don't understand. I feel like I we must have run the unit test when I moved it over here. I mean the end-to-end test when I moved it over here. So I don't know why that. Oh, I bet you it's because node modules. I don't know though. That doesn't make sense. I don't know. I'm very confused of why this broke this time and it didn't break last time. That was the keyboard, and I'm pretty sure it's because I need a tab. Cypress plugin tab. All right. I have mixed feelings, like whether I should actually at this point um, create like an issue, or if I should just sort of I know I'm going to run into this again. All right, so that's good. So let's go back to this. And so if I say get status here, I'm guessing I don't have a okay, I don't have a repo there. Okay, that makes sense. All right, CD. See, let's go back to our browser. And basically, this is going to be video 553. So I'm going to say git add everything. Git commit dash m. And then this is going to be video 554. And this is issue 35. 35. And then I think I put what? Oh, okay. Right here, I put partial code commit. Partial code. And I think I like this better instead of a dash. And then adds, refactors. Factor for group. Hit enter. Okay, I do not want to push this in case I want to bail out. I probably would actually rather, like maybe even in the next time. No, I should push that. Yeah, since I just did this and said it was in video 554, I should probably. I was going to say, well, once I get done with the unit tests, I can undo this commit and redo without pushing, but I do want to do that. So, anyways, happy coding. Have a wonderful day. Bye.